Yalan söylüyorsun. Dürüst değilsin. Doğru konuşmuyorsun.
Avroyla borçlandılarsa Avrupa Birliği'ndeki enflasyonu da sırtımıza yıkıyorlar.
Tek kişi kalsam da bu mücadeleden dönersem namussuzum, şerefsizim.
50 defa seni uyarmadım. Şahitsiniz. Seçimlerde uyarmadım mı ben bunu? Kazansan da kazanmasan da gidicisin demedim.
Yolumuz uzun. Heyecanımız yüksek. Gençliğimiz var. Gençliğimiz var.
Parti kültürünü benimsemeyen, genel başkanın sözünü kesen, derhal burayı terk et kardeşim. Atın onu dışarı.
Var zavallı var. Bunlar kendi iradeleriyle hareket etmiyorlar.
Müdahale etme. Müdahale etme, oturduğun yerden konuş. Ayağa kalkma.
Jacques Segala, dönemin ünlü Fransız reklamcılarından. Bir zamanlar eski Başbakan Mesut Yılmaz'ın da siyasi kampanyalarına destek vermişti. O dönem sunduğu altın öğütler bugün hala geçerli gibi. Seçimleri ideoloji değil, lider kazanır. Oy program için değil, umut için verilir. Seçimlerde geçmiş için değil, gelecek için oy verilir. Seçim siyasal olmaktan öte psikolojik bir olaydır. Niye bunlardan bahsettik? Çünkü Türkiye sandığa gidiyor. Evet, seçim kampanyası taktikleri mühim ama beden dili de öyle. 20. yüzyılın başında küllerinden yeniden doğan bu iletişim biçimi siyasiler için hala önemli. Çünkü ilk izlenim imajdan ibaret. Peki Türkiye'de politikacılar beden dilini nasıl kullanıyor? Cevap için alışılmadık bir yöntem seçtik. Türkiye siyasetiyle ilgili pek de fikri olmayan, İngiltere'nin önde gelen beden dili uzmanı ve psikoterapist Adrianne Carter'la konuştuk. Türkiye siyasetinin vitrinindeki 6 politikacının farklı videolarını İngilizce çeviri olmadan önce sadece beden dillerini gözlemleyerek izledi. Sonra tercümesiyle birlikte. İlk lider Cumhurbaşkanı Recep Tayyip Erdoğan.
Turkey is going to the elections this year. Candidates of the presidency are almost the only topic at these days. Let's start with Erdogan, who has been ruling Turkey for last 20 years. He's a very experienced politician and is known to who has a charismatic authority in general and all around the world, not just in Turkey. You watch the videos. Let me get the overall assessment first. How did you find the President Erdogan's body language?
I didn't see any inauthenticity, so I saw genuine body language. What I do see is a very confident man, almost a little overconfident, also dominant. Now, it makes sense with what you've just said. I mean, I don't know anything at all about Turkish politics. I didn't have the translations when you sent me the video, so it's I actually like to do it like that, to just watch the body language, and I get a feeling from that. So I found him very dominant. I found him, I didn't see much charisma, but sometimes you can't always pick that up on videos. That's something that you can see more in person. I got a self-assuredness and a slight overconfidence on my main impressions.
Among the videos I sent you, Erdogan's rally, his speech at the podium, his attitudes in public, and his discussion with the opposition party at the same meeting, and lastly, his image with US President Biden. In short, I would like to ask you to evaluate them very shortly, one by one. We can start with the rally performance.
Milletimizin gözlemeyi geliyor. Anadolu'nun yiğit evladı geliyor.
It's a very confident walk. There are no at all signs of nervousness, hesitancy. The lady, however, I presume is his wife, is a little more unsure of herself, which we can see because she keeps touching herself. They go, that's the end of the walk. So yeah, there was a very confident walk, very happy to be there and enjoying the attention, is what I would say for that first one.
How did you find the speech he gave to the deputies at the group meeting in the parliament?
Birbirleriyle uğraşmaktan, birbirleriyle didişmekten memleketin milli projelerine sataşmaya fırsat bulamıyorlar.
I see a lot of finger pointing, so I'm just going to play it now. I see a lot of finger pointing, a lot of and it's finger pointing for emphasis. So it's almost like you need to get the message. You need to get the message. And you see he does this. Can you see my finger? He does this the whole time as he's talking. And also we see a lot of this. Yeah, I'm just going to check you can see my hand gestures. We see a lot of this too. That's quite a dominant. It's almost, don't worry, I've got everything under control. Okay. When I train people to use body language, I often say, don't do this. I do it actually, and I wish I didn't, but it comes very naturally to me because I'm trying to make a point. It can be seen as aggressive though. So, but I don't see that with Erdogan. I don't see the aggressiveness was the point. It's more for a bit like how I use it. Genuinely, I really want you to get this. I really want you to understand. He's open and he's approachable. Then I've got them on the tour bus, I presume it is, with a young girl. And it's funny, there's not, and this could be a cultural thing, but that normally when politicians speak with children in the UK, you definitely get lots of smiles and interaction. When there was nothing, it was just, it was quite a cold interaction, but that might be a cultural thing. So I wouldn't pay too much attention to that. And then we've got the TOBB.
Diktatör yakıştırmasını yapan bir muhalefet var. Diktatör ifadesini kullanan kişiler var. Karşımda şu anda bulunuyorlar.
It's interesting because he does the finger pointing again. And it is more aggressive in this bit. He is much more dominant than he was with the first one when he was doing the finger pointing. This is more aggressive. That's a much more aggressive finger point.
Anlıyorum. Net asgari ücret inşallah 8.500 lira olarak aramızda mutabık kaldık. Öyle mi? Evet.
In this video, President Erdoğan explains the minimum wage for the new year. He pauses briefly at the crux of his explanation. Maybe he wants to create a stir in the public. What does the body language he uses here tell you?
And what I see is like he's quite different in this clip. And it's almost like, I know something you don't know. I get that impression from him, and his face is almost like, or he's going to reveal a secret, or he's going to reveal something of importance. That's the air I get from him.
An Erdoğan-Biden meeting at NATO summit. What are you thinking about his body language? What are your first impressions?
This is probably the most interesting bit for me. He holds himself very still. I feel when I first saw that first bit where they're shaking hands, President Biden is a lot more relaxed. Erdogan is a lot more tense in his body language. And then to back that up, when he sits down, he starts fiddling with a pen. That is always nerves. He was very nervous at that meeting. I don't know why, but he was very, very nervous. That's a self-soothing behavior, which tells me he's actually very nervous.